My alarm clock has a 2-minute warning. My wife and I did the end zone dance at our wedding. Love at first down. I got a fantasy football injury from 1998.
Ready for football?
Touchdown!
Cox brings you the best football action where you want it, including live ESPN on your computer, tablet, or smartphone with Watch ESPN.
I know there are other sports. I just can't name them.
Cox is football!
Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello and welcome to the NFL Huddle. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, being joined by our former NFL writer. You're back on the USC beat, but you've been covering the NFL for how many total combined years now?
A million.
A million. There you have it. Michael Lev, everybody. The NFC, Michael, is the NFC West the best division in the NFC?
I'm going to say yes. I don't think it's quite as much of a disparity as maybe some people think, because the NFC South is pretty stacked and the NFC North is pretty stacked. If you look at the NFC as a whole, there are a lot of really good teams, and some really good teams are not going to make the playoffs. But looking at the NFC West, you have obviously the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, who are really young still. Not like that was an old team that won the Super Bowl last year. You have the 49ers, who've been good every single year that Jim Harbaugh has been there. That division also has the Arizona Cardinals, who didn't make the playoffs as a 10-win team last year, and the St. Louis Rams, who recently lost their quarterback, but have maybe the best defensive line in football. So when you talk about the NFC West being the best, I think you can make a really good case.
We were talking off camera about the NFL being one of those sports, and professional football in general, that you can't really predict from year to year. There's so much parity. So who is your surprise team this year, and which team is going to fall off?
Well, let's look at the NFC South, which is a division where almost annually you'll see a team go from worst to first. Just a lot of turnover in that division for whatever reason. I still think the Saints are the best team in that division, but last year's best team, Carolina, had a really terrible offseason, to be frank. They lost multiple offensive linemen. They lost almost all of their wide receiving core, and I think it's going to be really hard for Carolina to even remotely approach last year's 12-4 record. In that same division, Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made a lot of moves to improve their team. New coach, Lovie Smith, new quarterback, Josh McCown. They had a really good draft, bringing in Mike Evans and Austin Seferian-Jenkins. They have 3 6'5" targets for Josh McCown to throw to. Maybe a little bit shaky on the offensive line, but a lot of playmakers on defense. And I'm a big Lovie Smith fan. I know he kind of wore out his welcome in Chicago, but that defense always played fast, always forced turnovers. Wouldn't surprise me at all if the Buccaneers snuck into the playoffs this year.
And he won a lot of games in Chicago, too.
He certainly did, yes.
All right, our thanks to Michael Lev. And for more with the NFL, make sure to check out the Orange County Register or log on to ocregister.com. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, and thanks for watching.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.